So whatever work was done downrange, the entrant had doffed that PPE down there as part of the waste stream there. So now he's coming and got some baseline metering of the entrant, and this particular situation we're going to do a dry decon. Exposure was minimal, but we're going to go ahead and proceed on into the corridor. So the entrant will drop the tools in the equipment drop and enter into the decon corridor. This first absorbent pad is for a gross decon of the bottom of the boots for the entrant. After wiping the bottom of the feet, entrant should take a step forward onto another absorbent pad, and at this time it can remove his or her boots. So we have a four-legged cane nearby, which has proved to be pretty helpful, especially with the tingly type boots in removing the boots. It has a nice fat heel cup on the tingly boot, and then it grabs the boot and allows the entrant to step on into the tank trap or chem trap with the bag inside. So if you have an aid available to grab the boots and put them in the drop, you can do that. Otherwise, the entrant can place the boots in the boot drop near the tank trap. At this time, entrant will remove that first set of outer gloves. And so his gloves are tabbed for easy removal. Okay, now we're going to get the SCBA off the entrance. So you have the options that were described in the other video. With this one, we're going to use the tree here, this rack. So other decon members will be appropriately or wearing the appropriate PPE to take part in the decon. So we're going to place the SCBA rack SCBA on the rack right here. Kind of important to remember if you use one of these racks is to cinch up the straps on the SCBA to give the member in here a little more room with the hose to their regulator. So we've cinched this on up. All right. So at this time, he's going to begin his wipe. So we're going to do a dry decon in this scenario. All the waste is going to go into the bag inside the tank trap. So we're going to use a FiberTech wipe for this situation. So the type of decon and solution you're using is all going to be driven by research and determining what that CP chemical properties are and what the appropriate decon is, whether you're exposed to bios or WMD type agents. He's going to wipe around his face and regulator area, making sure to include the hose from the regulator to the SCBA, and wiping around the zipper and hands and any other areas that might have been exposed to the product. Okay, so after finishing wiping with that FiberTech wipe, he's going to remove the tape from around his face piece. So use it if you need it. Make sure to make tabs if you do need to use tape. So we've cleared the face area, got a couple tabs on the flaps for this Jet Guard 94 garment to access the zipper. So we actually also going to remove that last set of outer gloves. So now he has his clean, simulated integrated gloves on this suit. Going to get the zipper, which we put a little tab of tape on there for ease of access. Then you grab a purchase point on the hood and begin the rollout method, keeping all the outside stuff on the outside, rolling down and away. In this particular case, he's going to, it's a little tight getting the shoulders out, so he's going to start to get his arms out of the sleeves as he continues with his roll down. He has 2 sets of gloves on the inside of this suit, so he's going to use those clean gloves to help him continue this rollout process. He's going to roll down the suit to about his waist or slightly below, and then pivot around to sit on the bench, which is outside of the decon pool. Got to be mindful of that hose on your SCBA and what your reach is going to be. So it's important to cinch the straps up when you're using a rack, but you might have to loosen up one of them to give yourself the reach to be able to sit on the bench. So after rolling down and out of that suit, he's going to doff that first set of inner gloves and pivot on out of the pool. And he's got another absorbent pad out here where we'll get him another FiberTech wipe to finish up one more wipe of the face piece and regulator area. And then he's going to put that back again into the waste stream in that pool in that inner garbage bag. Now he can doff that regulator. He's off air and can take off that last set of inner gloves, which again are going to go back in the waste stream, and then he's clear to exit the Decon corridor.